What's happening, people? Welcome to the Flex and Rants show after our second game of the season. As you can see, we're still here at Molineux. It's a bit breezy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, you know. Like, now the dust has settled. 1-1 draw. Like, loads of people saw my post-match and were like, oh, Rants is so upbeat. Why is he so upbeat? Bruv, like, we should have won yesterday. Cool, innit? Get over it. Like, we got a draw at Wolves. It's not a bad result. Do you know what I mean?
You got to move on quick, yeah.
You got to move on quick. How many people came here and won last season, bruv? Like, in the grand scheme of things, what we saw in the first half, we've improved tenfold from last season. That we could take that away from the game.
We're going to talk about Solskjaer first.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to talk about in the show, big issues to talk about in the show, but we're going to start with Solskjaer. A lot of fans yesterday, especially that we spoke to at fan cams and just in and around the place, they felt that the substitutions came too late. The penalty taker situations, which we'll talk about separately, and the fact that we didn't actually create much for the dominance that we had in terms of chances. Let's talk about where Ollie should take responsibility. He picked the right team. With all United fans, most United fans, I don't know if you guys differ at home, I think we can definitely say we all saw that team and went, yep, no Smalling, no Jones again, Matic not in there, Mata not starting. Like, we're seeing a settle.
I would have played the same team against Chelsea though. He brought Dan James in.
Yeah.
I prefer Dan James from the bench.
Okay, but substitution-wise, we're looking at that. He brought on Mason Greenwood with like 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go. Mata came.
Pointless, 88th minute.
Mad.
Pointless. I don't understand what Ollie was thinking there, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, he's done so many things right. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like we should be nitpicking and, do you know what I mean, and complaining about things he done wrong. Like, bruv, he's gonna make mistakes, innit? Like, he's not perfect, bruv. No manager's perfect. Like, I like his thought process behind the team he started. Do you know what I mean? It shows that he's positive. It shows that he didn't pay Wolves too much respect. He wanted to focus on playing football that we wanted to play instead of thinking too much about Wolves. Because even before the game, certain pundits were saying, oh, you need to pay Wolves respect and maybe play 5 at the back. Nah, you don't, bruv. And Ollie didn't do that. Do you know what I mean? So I completely respect that. Yes, he did take too long to make the substitution. I don't see the point in bringing on someone on the 88th minute. But throughout the course of the evening, I don't think there's too many things he got wrong.
I think with the game, I think it would have been difficult for him to change it at half-time because we were winning and very comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm completely happy with that. As the game got on, I thought we literally started so badly. Literally from the kickoff, Lingard just gave it away straight away, and then they were on us. They were on us for that 10-minute spell.
Yeah.
And like he said in his post-match interview, that they got the goal that the Wolves pressure deserved. To be fair to them, at that point, they just hit the post. Then they were back on us again.
Yeah.
Fantastic goal. And where my grievance lies is that there wasn't. Maybe it's a bit to do with how thin our squad is, because you're looking at that bench, and although he's made the right, and it goes back to what you're saying, we can't have everything at once. It's a slow process, and we're going in the right direction. He's picked the right team, but what does he really have other than what he had on that bench? That's where you're looking at the likes of maybe a Gomez coming in. You know, look at Mata, what he brought to the game or didn't bring to the game. Yeah. Are you trying to really say that Gomez wasn't going to do that plus more? Like, he's not even on the bench.
He should have brought Gomez in for Jesse. Yeah. Like, Gomez is probably the best number 10 that we have at the club presently.
I don't think he was.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, he's the best number 10 we have at the club in that role, bruv, because he's got more pace than Mata. His feet are brilliant, do you know what I mean? He can shoot, and he's quick, do you know what I mean? It's just that Ollie just doesn't fancy him because he's small. Like, and I don't like that.
That shouldn't be an issue. Look at one of the best players in the world.
I don't like that, bro. Like, I don't like that. I've openly said it as well. Like, I think Gomez is as talented as Mason Greenwood. Like, he is in his own right, just in a different position. Do you know what I'm saying? He's ahead of Chong for me. And they talk about Gomez's size. I don't think that that's an issue, bro. You've seen players like Sean Wright-Phillips, like Aaron Lennon and these, man. They're the same size. You know what I mean? And they've come and they've forged good careers in the Premier League. I don't think that Gomez's size should be an issue for why he's not in the team.
Bernardo
he's
Silva.
Brilliant.
I mean, tiny little players. What I will say, my biggest... Again, my biggest grievance is, like, when I've seen Solskjaer stick his neck on the line for Greenwood, literally before this game in the press conference, he said, he was asked who's the most prolific finisher, who's the most natural finisher out of Martial, Rashford, etc. He said, listen, Greenwood's ahead of these guys, natural finisher. He also said that with
Tony
Lukaku
said, hold my bear, blood, and bins it with his left foot, bro.
Exactly. With Lukaku leaving, he said that's a pathway for Mason. I just don't understand why you wouldn't give him 20 minutes there.
With 25 minutes to go,
you could see we needed a change.
This game was tailor-made for Mason Greenwood to come in and get one chance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And score it.
Yeah.
It was, because for all of the pressure that Dan James applied with his movement and all that, he's not a threat, bruv. He's not a threat. Like, the end product is very, very, like, mediocre is not even the word, bro. Like, you can see that he's still got a level to go up before he's ready to be starting for us. Do you know what I mean? A full level to go up.
And that will come. A lot of people saying they do prefer him off the bench. I mean, look, it's been 2 games, and I think the evidence backs it up after 2 games because he's come on and made a cameo appearance against Chelsea, bagged when they were tired, they were stretched, and it looked like it fit the mould of that's how we should use him all the time. Ollie's, to be fair to him, like he said, we can't get everything. He's then looked at him and thought, you know what? He is showing faith in the youngsters. He is showing faith in Daniel James to give him pretty much 90 minutes there yesterday. So in a way, if Daniel James, he did cause them problems throughout the game.
Oh, he did. He did.
To be fair,
he did.
But I agree with you with the final product. But we're willing to be patient. We've always said James is an absolutely working project, and it's positive to see that Ollie's going with him. But for Greenwood, we want to see that neck on the line being backed up. We want to see him get more game time, and I'm sure we will.
Absolutely.
The penalty situation. The penalty situation. Now, Ollie's come out and said straight away after it, he's comfortable with that. That's how we're running it. So you can't blame the players. There's no blame on Pogba whatsoever. Anyone can miss a penalty, and we'll talk about the Pogba racist abuse that he's had following that in a little while. There's no grievance towards Rashford in saying, why didn't you take it? Clearly the direction is from the management.
Rashford after, and Rashford said, listen.
The management are saying it's cool. That's what it is. I know we got different views on this. So what are you saying about that penalty situation and the penalty taker situation?
I don't have an issue with it. I've always said my personal preference, like, I'm managing a team, my number 9 takes the penalties for the simple fact that that's their bread and butter, innit? Like, they get goal bonuses, they're meant to score goals. Over the course of a week, a striker will strike the ball at goal hundreds of times, bruv. Muscle memory, all of that tells you that they should be your penalty taker. However, you look at these teams, you look at the likes of, forget that, we'll go back to Frank Lampard, we'll go back to Steven Gerrard. All these men missed penalties, and guess who took the penalty the next game? Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, because they were penalty takers. Paul Pogba was our penalty taker for the whole of last season while he was on the pitch. Yes, he missed some. Cristiano Ronaldo missed penalties last season. Lionel Messi missed penalties last season. And guess who took the next penalty? Them. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to get technical, Paul Pogba's the penalty taker. If he decides that he doesn't want to take one, then that's up to him. But Paul Pogba's been a penalty taker for over 12 months, whether he's missed or not. That's not the issue. So for me, the fact that he's had the bottle to step up and take them and he was the penalty taker, like, that's not an argument. Because if it was the other way round, don't get it twisted, anyone can miss pens. Because everyone's talking about Messi's the best player ever, bro. Messi stays missing penalties, bro. Do you know what I mean? So if Messi misses penalties, he's still on penalties. If Pogba misses penalties, he's still on penalties. If Rashford stepped up and he missed that penalty now, people wouldn't be talking about it the same way. They wouldn't be saying, why didn't Pogba take it? It's because man don't like Paul Pogba and they're waiting for any excuse to get on Pogba's back. That I don't agree with.
So, but then you're saying that basically Pogba should be the penalty taker, but that's precisely the problem. There is no penalty taker. So if Pogba was the penalty taker...
No, but I'm saying as the penalty taker, if he says, boom, Rash can take it, he can take it.
But what I'm saying is that Solskjaer, he has the problem is, what I don't agree with is that he hasn't identified the penalty taker. So you're saying, fair enough, that Pogba should, like...
Yeah, because it's not rigid and it doesn't have to be rigid.
But I think it should. We should have a penalty taker.
Raheem Sterling...
Otherwise, Pogba would have picked up the penalty against Chelsea and took it.
Raheem Sterling took the first penalty for Man City, bruv. And the next one he gave to Sergio Aguero, bruv.
One of the time he missed as well.
Aguero missed, and then he got retaken and he scored. Who's the penalty taker? It's not Raheem Sterling, bro. It don't matter. Do you know what I mean? We've been in games, blood. I was the penalty taker for the team. I let you take the penalty, blood, because I'd already scored, fam. You know what I mean? If you miss, the manager can't fucking say to me, all right, you should have taken it. Nah, bro. I'm the penalty taker. If you're confident you want to take it, you can fucking take it.
See, for me, I'm saying, this is going to divide opinion, because I'm saying, I prefer there to be a designated penalty taker at the beginning of every game, so that unless the manager says otherwise, because otherwise you get it's like, to me that's like Sunday League football. Like you're saying, when we played the other day in the United Stand thing, it's a little kickabout, it's a bit of fun. Rants, let me have it. For me, this is Premier League football at the highest level, and for me, Rashford has just bagged pressure penalty, pressure against Chelsea. He's bagged pressure against PSG. He's got a good penalty record, and Pogba, for me, fantastic player. If he is going to be the designated penalty taker, all right, even if I think maybe Martial should even be it. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough. At least he's the designated penalty taker until otherwise. But what concerns me, for me, because I don't really like it, is the fact that Ollie's actually saying, even if, like you just said, even if Rashford would have missed or whatever, it's just who feels good about it.
No, he said I have 2 penalty takers.
He
it's
said
Rashford and Pogba.
He said it's who feels good about it.
He said Rashford and Pogba. He said Rashford and Pogba are the 2 penalty takers.
And why is Martial? Because I've seen Martial, not to my knowledge, someone will probably pull up.
He hasn't missed.
I don't remember him missing.
You know the reason why you don't remember
number 9.
You know the reason why you don't remember Martial and Rashford not missing, because they don't take them very much for us. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think over the last few years through them managers as well.
We've never had a penalty taker because with LVG, if you miss, then you don't take the next one. That's how it was.
It's the manager's policy.
It's the manager's policy.
But you're happy. So basically, this section up, you don't mind the fact that it goes on attacking a crop of attacking players who.
I don't mind if he's saying that Rashford and Pogba are the 2 penalty takers. That's fine. Pires and Henry were the 2 penalty takers at Arsenal before. We had Ruud van Nistelrooy, he was a penalty taker because we had a proper marksman at the club. When Van Persie was at the club, he was a penalty taker because we had a proper marksman. We don't have a proper marksman at the club.
I don't know why Martial can't be that.
Martial,
we're pushing him forward as this guy. Why can't he take it?
For me, if I was the manager, Martial would be that guy. Yeah. He would be that guy because he's the best finisher in the box.
Would you take him off Pogba to give to Martial and say you're the designated?
He's the best finisher in the 18-yard box, bro. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. If you had to choose one Manchester United player to take that shot, one-on-one with the goalkeeper from 11 yards out, 12 yards out, you would pick Tony over everyone. So he would be my penalty taker.
I don't get that.
But what I don't agree with, agree with making such a big fucking deal over the fact that the guy who is our penalty taker and has been for the last 12 months took the fucking penalty and he missed. Like, it's been blown massively out of proportion.
But I think that inconsistency of the fact that, so even the fact that you're saying that he's our penalty taker, then it gets to Chelsea, he's not our penalty taker anymore. That's the inconsistency we're talking about because there is no designated.
But it's only 2 men. It's not like you're seeing Phil Jones step up to take one, bruv. It's 2 men.
Easy,
do you know what I mean?
Easy.
It's 2 men, bro. It happens in football all the time.
Got no grievance that he missed. I just want to see. I just want to see a consistent face, and we could probably keep going to the cows come home. Let us know what you lot are thinking. Rants is not too bothered about there being 2 penalty takers. Look, at the end of the day, I think we can both agree on if Pogba scores the penalty.
We're not talking about this, but this is why I think the conversation is ludicrous in the first place.
But for me, even away from it, even if we would have scored, I know I would have been celebrating, obviously would have been happy.
Yeah.
But I would like to see just 1 penalty taker. For me, I prefer it to be Rashford over Pogba right now.
Yeah.
But let us know what you guys think as to whether you think that is a big issue. The back 4.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka. Harry Maguire. I have to say on Harry Maguire, we said it in our player ratings. We're celebrating just normal defending.
Yeah.
Like assured, confident, doing what a centre-half's supposed to do. James Cooper kind of put that in my head.
But it's not normal though.
Like just meeting the ball. Because there was some like basic ABC headers that Maguire was doing, and I was like, yes!
Bro, let us enjoy it, blood.
Yeah.
It's like if you come out of an abusive relationship, and then you just have a girl that just gets it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you say, oh, can I go out with the boys? Like, and she's just like, why are you even asking me? Go out. And you're like, oh my God, I love this woman, bruv. This is what it is. It's normal shit, but for us, it's like, bruv, I've been so used to getting aggro and being locked in the house for the last 3 years. When my girl's like, right, you can go outside, it's like, oh, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So that's what we're in now. We're in a situation where we've had Jones and Smalling, bruv, as senior members of our back 4 for so long that now we're in a situation where we've got genuine quality there. That, bruv, of course, the little minor things look like big because these were chances where we were going to concede from before. You know what I mean?
And that shoring up at the back. I mean, we get a point out of that game, really, and Wolves don't get too many more chances than they did.
Yeah.
Because our back four's better.
Yeah.
Like we said that what I thought we saw yesterday is the fact that the problem that we always knew that would happen.
Yeah.
You've got Lingard, who's not going to get you 10 assists, 10 goals, but is going to be smart off the ball and run around. Yes, we need more from a number 10. We know this. This is the problem with not investing in that area. And our midfield's going to come up short against a lot of midfields in terms of creating.
Yeah.
However, it's going to be counterbalanced
by our defence.
By that our defence is not going to ship too much and we're not that easy to get at.
Not at all.
It's weird because we're going in the right direction in some places, but the deficiencies will be present throughout the season, innit?
And that's okay. That's okay, man. That's why I said I said, like, I still haven't seen us sliced open by anyone. So I'm not really worried. You know what I mean? I haven't seen us sliced open. Not at all.
So I'm just saying to Miles, look at the boot, man, look at the boot. At the end of the day, you're right. And I see it as a case of, you know what? If we persist with this side, which we have to, we know what we've got. We know that we've got bare bones. We know that we're going to be struggling. I just think that the reliance on having to be completely clinical at all times will probably bite us in the arse, because you look at the Chelsea game, it was 5 shots, 4 goals. Today, yesterday, it was the 2 shots on target were a penalty and Martial's goal in 90 minutes. And we had like, what, 65% possession, 70%? It's not good enough. It's not good enough. But Ollie's got what he's got. And I think all he can do is keep picking the right team in certain areas. And keep phasing out certain players, which, like you said, we can't get it all in one window, all in 1 year.
But it's encouraging. The signs are encouraging. Fans, I'm willing to be patient with Ollie, because I agree with the way he's trying to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I was patient with Mourinho, considering I didn't agree with where he was going. I didn't agree with the kind of players he wanted to bring to the club. I didn't agree with the kind of football. But I still gave him 2 years before I'd seen enough. Do you know what I mean? Well, a year and a half. A year and a half in, I was like, yo, get this guy out. A lot of people were like, oh, give him a chance. Nah. Like, Ollie's shown me, just from his intent, the fact that Twanzebe's the third choice centre-back and the other 2 men are out. Do you know what I mean? Like, Matic ain't playing.
He's saying to these men, stay at home.
He's telling him to stay at home, bro.
He's saying to Chris Smalling, you know, you may as well, like, RSPCA, get involved with the dog situation. Up your license, up your membership.
This is it. Matic, he's telling Matic, he's like, what, you want to go for free at the end of the season? You can go, bro. Do you see what I mean? This is what I'm here for. I'm here for this energy. Like, I will back that energy.
And he's still not panicking, like I said. Because even when, again, we didn't create that much, but we were comfortable at half-time, it's not like he's got Matic in straight away. Ashley Young in straight away, because Luke Shaw was having a difficult time against Traore in the second half. It wasn't panic station. So he is fully believing in that, and only the team selections of the games coming up will tell us more about how he's thinking, but the early signs are encouraging, man.
And he's building like a togetherness, and a unity at the club that I've never seen, like post Sir Alec, bro. It wasn't there under any of the previous managers.
People
now you're
seeing, like this squad,
bro.
like
you're starting to see the players
yeah.
come out on social media defending each other and all these other things. This wasn't there before. Do you know what I mean? The camaraderie was not there before. Before the game, Pogba was pumping everyone up. He had everyone in, and he was literally like conducting the orchestra, and then people would turn around and talk about his attitude and that. He's the most loved and respected player in the whole squad. You know what I mean? And Rashford came out today and tweeted something pretty much to that effect as well.
Well, that leads into the next topic. Look, we've spoke about racism in football, agendas towards Paul Pogba. Everyone's had their say on it. We kind of put a line under it towards the summer. Then he made some more comments, etc., and we moved on. And then literally, like you've just said there, all we've heard from inside the camp, and anyone I speak to inside Manchester United as well, is good feelings from Pogba. Yes, look, we're not stupid. We're not blind. He wants to leave. You know, I don't think Manchester United wanted to let him leave this season. We couldn't afford to let him leave this season. And more importantly, other teams probably couldn't afford him. We know he's not going to be here for the next 2-3 years. And yes, sometimes he may not do the best things on social media, but that's one thing. What we do know is that he's our best player, and more importantly, our manager by a country mile, and our manager, who we all trust his judgment at the moment. Nearly every Man United fan I'm to is behind Ollie, and Ollie's coming out and saying Pogba's not a problem.
Ollie's got a good relationship with him, which is the most important thing.
He misses a penalty today, and this isn't just about Paul Pogba. I don't want this section to be just about Paul Pogba. This is about black players across the country at all levels of football. That's the first thing I want to get, because Tammy Abraham was the same thing. He missed a penalty in the Super Cup final. He got it. There was a player, I think he's at Swansea. I can't remember. A player a couple of weeks ago. His family got abused, racially abused. So this section is not just about Paul Pogba. This is about flipping black players across the country. Across the world, sorry. Moise Kean, come from Juventus, had to deal with the same crap. Just look at the abuse that Paul Pogba got, Tammy Abraham got. And are we surprised, Rants? No, we're not surprised. It's so easy on social media for these people to put flipping avatars up. I got some racial abuse the other day as well, that you guys saw on Twitter. Was I surprised? No, it's so easy for people to put up a picture of not themselves, hide behind this screen. And these people, I'm seeing these accounts still open, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It takes 24 hours. When I reported the guy who done it to me the other day, the steps I had to go to and attach tweets, and then it comes up to it suggests that just block this person or mute this person. Fuck that. Where do you stand on it, man? It's crazy.
Bro, you already saw. We did a show before, and I spoke about it, and there are a lot of people's souls that I was speaking to. Like, I upset a few people. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to say things to make you feel comfortable. And people were getting really, they were like, oh no, I don't believe it's because of that and this, that and the other. Well, guess what? I was proven right again. It's uncomfortable for certain people to talk about. It's not uncomfortable for me to talk about. I don't care who you are, innit? Because at the end of the day, forget football and all these things. There's some things in life that are bigger than football.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm a black man first, bro. So I don't care if you're a club legend or whatever. If I feel like you're complicit, yeah, for what's going on, yeah, then I'm gonna talk about it. I don't give a shit, man. Do you know what I mean? Because before that, I was born like this, bro. Do you know what I mean? And when they're abusing, and these are Manchester United fans, when they're abusing Paul Pogba, they're abusing you, they're abusing me, they're abusing Marcus Rashford, they're abusing Martial, bro.
Other United fans.
They're abusing everyone. Yeah. And we have to sit in the stadium next to these men, bro. It's not just man on Twitter. Like, when Paul Pogba gave the ball away yesterday, once, I heard, if you heard the venom, yeah, in which the guy was like, oh, fucking Pogba, but you could hear in his voice that he wanted to say something else. Just the tone of his voice, bruv. And this is what these men are doing, bruv. If they're not openly saying what they're saying, then you can just feel, you can feel it. And as a black man sitting in there, we're less than 1% in every football stadium we go to, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If Old Trafford's got fucking 78,000 people in there, bruv, if you got 50 black men in there, you're lucky. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's the same with in here yesterday. It's the same thing. We're less than a 1%, bro. And we're supposed to come out here and feel safe around these men. We're meant to feel safe around these men, bro. Like, it's serious. You see what I'm saying? We put ourselves in danger, yeah, being around these men, really, when they're out here drinking and doing their fuckeries, bro. And this is how they're behaving towards people that you're supposed to be supporting, bro. Because this is our team.
Over a penalty miss.
Over a fucking penalty miss, bro. And then they're the same man that will turn around and say, oh, you're not a real fan if you don't do this, that, and the other. You're not a real fan if you're abusing your own fucking players,
you know what? Forget that.
Racially abusing your own fucking players.
You're not a real human being, Rants, as well, but that's the thing. Away from football, this is a reflection of society, and that's the thing that hurts me the most.
But this is it. So when people talk about social media, this ain't a social media issue.
It's a society problem.
The man that the black man that's sitting next to you might be sitting next to a guy at work that thinks like this, or he would say that when you're not there, bro.
You don't know.
Like, we've all been there. So this ain't no football issue. What? This is a society issue, bro. Like, because football is a reflection of society. The man in the terrace, your average working class, whatever guy, that these are the man that we have fucking sit next to on the bus or do all of these things that man have to deal with this, bro. Like, you can say your players played shit, you can say all of these things, you're allowed to criticize your players, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're racially abusing these men, yeah, like, understand that, like, you can't call yourself a fan of the club if you're doing that, bro, because it affects everyone at the club. It affects the players that you like too. Harry Maguire's come out today saying, nah, this shit won't be tolerated. You know what I mean? And the rest of Chris Smalling's come out, all of these guys, we've got a bag of black men at the team, but you think it's all right to abuse Paul Pogba, but because you don't abuse Marcus Rashford, you're not racist.
I think also as well, it makes it, as a football fan, yeah, as a die-hard football fan, and yourself, I almost feel like, and I shouldn't be made to feel like this, but I feel like embarrassed.
Brother,
like, to be like, because we're football fans as well, and someone who doesn't watch football can be like, look at all these football fans. Is this what it's really like?
Yeah.
Is this a reflection of what it's like to support a team? That tribalism, that hatred, it actually runs that deep. And, you know, look, racism, I saw Mark tweet out, so racism's not a league table because there's like a thing that United have got the most, you know,
racism.
Yeah, and all that.
But we do, you know why we do? Because we've got the most fans, bro.
Exactly.
It's a percentage,
and you look at the Chelsea situation, they get labelled as a racist fan. Forget all of that.
Bro, up and down the whole country.
It's not about saying you're the most racist club. The fact is that there is racism in our game. And it makes
in
us
our game,
sick.
brother, it's sewn in the fabric of society everywhere, from top to bottom. Every single fan base in this whole country has it.
From grassroots.
Do you know what I mean? You think that Robbie wasn't getting it at Arsenal? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, trust me.
It happened. So listen, on that situation, like we were saying, this is not the Paul Pogba section. This is the section of diversity.
This is bigger than one player. This is bigger than football.
And bigger than football. This was the section that you know, we had to address as not just as two black supporters, but as Manchester United people and decent human beings. We have to talk about this. It's been in the news, and at the end of the day, we're not happy about it. Of course, as black guys, but more importantly, as human beings, man, it's not good. And it isn't just about Paul Pogba. It's about your Tammy Abrahams. It's about your Moise Keans. And it's about footballers who are as young as 7 and 8.
Well, that's it.
All the way up to senior football. So that is what we've got to say on that situation. So now it's time for question time, man. Question time as it is towards the end of every show. This is from Martial FC.
Yep.
He says, or she says, thoughts on Sanchez's potential departure.
Well, hold tight Mowgli, bruh. Like, do you know what I mean? It's been emotional. What can I say? I remember on the last show we spoke about Mason Greenwood and Sanchez about a potential bust-up that was being reported. And I did say if it was true, Ollie would fling him out on his ass because Mason is like Ollie's little prodigy. Do you know what I mean? And it looks like that was the case, man. And it's not the first time that Sanchez has been known to be sulking and being disruptive. But again, his attitude is something that we don't really talk about because his face doesn't fit the narrative. Do you know what I mean? Even though there was a lot of noise coming out of Arsenal that he was disruptive like that when things weren't going his way, he threw his toys out the pram. And it seems that he's doing the same at our club and they're getting rid of him. And guess who his best mate was? Lukaku. What a fucking surprise, isn't it?
So it's crazy that they might end up at Inter.
So they might end up at Inter
yeah.
together, you know what I mean? Hold tight Conte, mate. You know what I mean? Like the best
Well,
DOF we've ever had. I'm telling you, like, fucking spot on.
I know they'll probably do it. They will score goals out there, no doubt.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, look, we've got to take a little custard pie and take the L on Sanchez. We all thought he was going to be a great player, like you said.
I wanted
before.
it to work.
Looked like a Van Persie 2.0. Every United fan was raving about him. You take L's in football, but more importantly, the club is the most important thing. And this guy don't want to be here, along with Lukaku. And we need to be moving in the right direction, and we definitely are. You look at what Ollie's done. If Sanchez goes, Lukaku's gone, Jones and Smalling not in the side, Ash Young not in the side. That's like 5 major things. Matic not in the side. 5-6 major things that he's done in 6 months.
And also, that's Lukaku on 200 and
whatever
50 odd grand a week, and Sanchez on 300 and something, bro.
Yeah.
And then the wage bill slashed massively, and it means that we can bring in some real bad boys in the summer.
Absolutely. This one is from Mr. Capelot. He says, do you think it's time to start integrating the lot at left back, Fred at DM, Gomez at cam, and Mason Greenwood at right wing?
I'd love to see Dalot at right wing. I really would, man. Like, I think he's very good there. You know what I mean? And I think that he's got the physicality that DJ doesn't have, but also he has similar pace attributes, and he's a very good crosser of the ball, bro. I think that he could evolve into a very good right winger.
I mean, when we speak about Mason Greenwood wanting to get more game time, that would be. It's kind of like we have a few players who can play there, like the Greenwoods, Daniel James.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, and the lot. Yeah, why not get some game time? Fred as well is an interesting one because we spoke about this as well. Like I see that Ollie sees McTominay as the ideal replacement for the Matic situation. Yeah. I think so long as McTominay, even though he hasn't played great,
they're similar in stature. I think that's the only thing I can see. Do you know what I mean? But Fred's a better passer with the ball, and I think Fred's quicker as well.
Mobile as well, yeah.
Way more mobile. His speed is tenacity alongside like a Pogba and that. Come on now. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to see that. You know what I mean? I don't understand. And then when you look at Angel, like for me, he's the best number 10 at the club. Like he is the best number 10 at the club. But again, physically, I'm not sure if Ollie quite trusts him yet. But I think against teams that are going to give you space and time, his interchanging, like you saw the goal that he scored with a little 1-2 from Mata and stuff like that. He's got that in his locker. Give the kid a chance, man. Like I think that it will get to the point where Ollie will have to because our squad's so thin. So I think that we might just stumble across. We might just stumble across the ring and he has a good game and it's like, ooh. Do you know what I mean? Because our squad's not big enough to keep Angel out. Like it's not big enough to keep him out for the whole season. He'll get his chance.
When the Europa League starts and all the competitions are in our face.
For sure.
This is from @Kayodo Lara, should I say? I know I'm jumping the bus by saying this, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka, man like Spider-One, is going to be the player of the year for Man United this season if he keeps putting in performances like he has since he's put on a United
He'll be young
shirt.
player of the year. He's got that in his pocket already.
Yeah. After 2 games, you can just tell.
Just after pre-season. Even forget that.
Yeah.
He's got the young player of the year in the bag. You know what I mean? If he scoops both of them, don't be surprised. But I would love an attacking player to get it this season. I'm tired of
we
seeing
need it,
David De Gea
Luke Shaw.
and Luke Shaw, bruv, picking up this award in the last 5 years. It's gone to someone in the back
if
four.
Tony can keep bagging, keep doing what he's doing, he'll be in contention for player of the season, especially if he can keep consistent and put the ball in the onion bag, you know what I mean? Last question, this is from Sam with a hell of a lot of numbers, so I'm just going to say Sam 3-1. We lack pace on the bench. You think it's wise to start James instead of using him as an impact sub?
No, I don't, and I've been saying this. Like, James has impact sub written all over him. He's got pace, he's direct, but his decision making is not always great. But when you're playing against tired legs, you've got that extra split second. Do you see what I mean? And I wouldn't start him now. Like, I wouldn't start him now. Like, I even said I'd play the same team that played Chelsea. I would have started Pereira on the right-hand side, because it's not like we needed the pace down the outside. We just needed someone that was good on the ball, and Pereira's good at little intricate plays and stuff like that. I felt like that would have been more of a
with
game
the problems,
for him.
just to play devil's advocate, with the problems that he did give them throughout the game, do you not feel it was justified?
He did give them problems, but not in a sense where they thought like we were going to concede from it. He was just uncomfortable.
Just
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's literally what he was.
He will be that.
He was literally that. That is literally the perfect thing you could have.
Fans hate him as well.
They did. They were like, oh, we don't like that guy. But you know what? Like, they got him booked, and he's an intelligent player. Players like him that draw fouls. Eden Hazard's another one. He draws fouls, bro. Like, people are like, oh, he's always going down. Nah, because he sucks you in. You know what I mean? And James does that very well. And I think if he can refine his game and add end product to already, like, he's going to be a pain in the arse going forward. But I just think he's not ready to start for us yet. We saw that yesterday. Yeah,
okay, we'll see how the season pans out, just how Daniel James gets used. For me, just as a last little thing, Martial, man, just got to give him a big shout out, because at the end of the day, where I was sitting, I actually thought, because I was row A, pitch level, it's so hard to see down that side. When I was looking at it, I actually thought, like, Luke Shaw just ran all the way and then squared it to someone, and then I just saw the net move. I couldn't even see. When I saw the replay,
Luke Shaw was running on the overlap.
I was like, yo. And
boom.
Then he
rasped
with that left foot.
One touch and then
wow,
whack.
what a finish. And it just proves, like Ollie wants him to do, get the ugly goals like he did against Chelsea, where it bounces off your knee, finds the corner.
We love seeing Martial score the little cut-in, little whip in the top corner, but sometimes I just want to see a proper centre forward, get the ball out your feet, put it.
And the 2 goals he scored so far would suggest that he's adding those strings to his bow. So long may that continue. We've reached the end of the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a fantastic show. Again, a lot to talk about. It's a shame that we've had to talk about, you know what.
It's something that's been in society for a long time, even from when our parents come here, and it's not going to be going nowhere anytime soon.
Etc. And that is what massively hurts me. And I'm pretty sure over the season, how sad is this, that it's probably not going to be the last time that we talk about racism issues. But we're not afraid to talk about it, and we always will talk about it in the best way that we can. Rants, your socials?
Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram, and obviously on YouTube, guys.
For all your trolling needs.
Bro.
What's wrong with you on that platform, man? You should get banned.
Listen, you know what it is, yeah? Like, don't try and troll me. It's a waste of time, bruv. Like, you don't know who my little brother is already. Like, my skin is thicker than anything. If I can handle him, I can handle any of you. Do you know what I mean? So you're wasting your time.
There you go. I'm FlexUTD across all of the socials, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure you check it out. And most importantly, make sure you're checking out the United Stand across all of the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously subscribing to the YouTube channel. We go again next week, Crystal Palace. Wan-Bissaka to score against his old team. He should never shoot again. We said that.
That ball's going to come down with snow on it, mate.
That was the rise for sale, you know. Do you know what?
It was the rise for sale.
So if you lot saw me looking to the left, I was like, that looks like... that looks like the rise for sale.
Yeah, it is.
And it is. He's just driving off, and I've seen the VAS at the back of the
Range
Rover.
Yeah, it's the rise for sale.
I did think that was a bit weird. But anyway, we're signing off. Thanks for watching. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.